everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to measure on paper. So for those of you that don't totally understand the mathematical way to measure on a ruler, I'm going to show you my way, which is a little bit more spatial. It's going to help you break down each section of a ruler into something that's a little more understandable. So if you notice, we have the first line on a ruler, which is 0 inches. And then we have a longer line that's the same size that is 1 inch. So from this line to this line, if you counted all the little lines, you're going to notice there's 16 equal spaces. So what we're going to do on our paper is we're going to turn this into one big inch. So we're going to start by taking our paper like this, and we're going to fold it. And you want to make sure your crease is nice and neat so that when we unfold and label the line, it's a little bit easier to understand. So you want something like that. And so I'm going to get a marker out so that you guys are easily able to see everything. I'm going to pick a few colors here. All right, so the center line is going to be the longest line that we draw, and that's because if you look at a ruler, you're going to notice that the center line is a little bit longer than all of the others. I guess pointing with a marker is not as good as pointing. But so see how this is a little bit longer than, say, this line? Or this line is a little longer than this line. So the height of the lines can actually help us figure out spatially what the measurement is. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at this paper. So you, I'm sure, would agree with me that we have one section out of 2 sections total. So we're going to label that middle line 1 out of 2. Now, if this is our 1 inch, over here, the edge of the paper is our second out of 2 sections. So 1 out of 2, 2 out of 2. Then that simplifies to 1 whole. 2 out of 2 equals 1, all right, in mathematical terms. So we're going to take that, now that it's labeled, and I'm going to set my marker aside. We're going to fold our paper back in half, and we're going to fold it again. So you want to take your time in folding. All right, so when we unfold our piece of paper, we're going to have how many equal sections this time? Let's count them. So this is 1 equal section, 2 equal sections, 3 equal sections out of 4 total sections. So when we go to label our line, we're going to make this line about half the distance as the 1/2 inch mark. So I'm going to say about right here. So we're going to label both of these lines with that same color. And so we just said if there's 4 equal sections, 1, 2, 3, 4, then this is 1 section out of 4 total sections, 2 out of 4 total sections, which simplifies to 1/2. And then this is our 3rd out of 4 equal sections, and 4 out of 4 would be the edge of our paper. So you're probably noticing a theme here. We're going to fold it back up, and we're going to fold it again. So when we unfold this time, we're going to have even more sections. So I want to take a look here just to recap on the ruler. So we labeled our 1/2 inch mark, we labeled our 1/4 inch mark, and so this was 1 out of 2, 3 out of 4, 4 out of 4 sections. All right, so can you kind of see how visually this mark and this mark and this mark make up those 1, 2, 3, 4 equal sections, just like our paper? Okay, that's what I'm trying to get you to notice with your eyes. It takes a little getting used to. So our next line, we need to count the number of sections on our paper. So we have one section, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 total sections. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sections. So that's going to be our bottom number. So I'm going to make this line a little shorter than the other ones. All right, and so we know this is one section out of 8 sections total, so 1 over 8. 2 eighths, this will be 3 eighths, so we're gonna go 3 over 8. 4 eighths, 5 eighths, 6 eighths, 7 eighths, and then at the end of the ruler would be 8 out of 8, which equals 1 whole. So we're going to fold our paper up, and we're going to fold it one more time. Nice and neat, because it's harder to fold it when it's getting this small. All right, I've creased it really good. So I'm going to go ahead and unfold, and we're going to count the number of sections again. Our paper's getting really crinkly at this point. So we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 equal sections on this piece of paper. So we're going to mark our lines. Again, we're making the line half as short as the last line we made. All right, so we've labeled all those. So we know that there's 16 little lines in a complete inch. So it's 16 out of 16. So this is going to be one section out of 16. 2 out of 16, 3 out of 16, 4, and then 5 out of 16, 6, 7 out of 16, 8, 9 out of 16, 10. So that makes this 11 out of 16, 12, 13 out of 16, 14, and then 15 out of 16. And again, 16 out of 16 is 1 whole inch. So now you kind of see the breakdown with all the heights of the lines that you have your half, your quarter, your eighth, and your 16th. So when you look at a ruler, hopefully it's a little bit clearer for you to see the half, the quarter, the eighth, and the 16th. So all you're doing is counting the number of equal sections and simplifying the fraction. But if you can see spatially those chunks of measurement, like a quarter of an inch, you're going to automatically know that that's 1 out of 2, 3, 4 sections, if you get the idea, okay? So you can do it the math way, or you can do it this spatial way, looking at the height of the lines. Either way that works for you is okay for me. This also will serve as a great measuring tool, kind of a cheat sheet, so that when you're questioning what each line is, you can count them out and then count them out over here and figure out what it is. And with practice, hopefully you'll be a lot more confident with your measuring. Something else I want to point out is if we look at our numbers on here, what do we notice about this top number? All of these top numbers, can anyone tell me what you notice? They're all odd numbers. So if you, for example, have counted over 1, 2, 3, 4 lines out of 16 total, and you're writing down 4/16, you're going to know you need to simplify because 4 is an even number. 1 is an odd number, okay? You need to simplify it until the top number is an odd number. So 4/16 would simplify to 1/4 of an inch. It would also be 2/8. So if we counted 1/8 and 2/8, that also simplifies to 1/4. So if there's an even number on top, the fraction needs to be simplified. If it's an odd number on top, you know it's the simplest form. So those are my measuring tips for you. We're gonna go ahead and just label this so we know what it is when you tuck it away. It is 1 inch. Okay, or at least an example of an inch that you can look back to.